Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. This is a kit review of a model of quite back in time, This is a Hasegawa 172 scale F-4J Phantom 2. And my opinion, this is the history that this model, this box that I bought now have is quite interesting because, today with social media and so on, you can find some bargain offer in the auction websites and so on, and very often people do know what they are getting, so when they see something coming from a little older box like this, you see this is a little bit scratched here and featuring all the sign of the time, you see, not the new stuff. This was an item produced by Hasegawa. I think it was let me guess if we find the date here, 1990, deeply from the 90s, so it was a brand new mold of the 99. The point is that at today this is, in my opinion of course, the nicest Phantom you can find around, because Hasegawa made an exceptional nice mold. You have to search for this type of boxes. Hasegawa have plenty of boxes of the Phantom in the catalog, also from back in time, and very often you can cross the box that are slightly smaller than this one, like kind of the half of this size model. The box art is featuring a drawing from the master Koike Shigeo. This was a master for hyperrealism art of drawing. It was like a picture. This is really a dream image. I think I took it away. I think I have from the same series coming from the distributor at the time. This was the Italian distributor of Hasegawa back in time, back in the 90s until 2010. Then they had a big bankruptcy, and they used to have the original printing of this stuff that was a big poster, nearly 2 meters tall, of the original drawing. It was a reprinting, of course, of the original drawing made by the master Shigeo Koike. And inside the box, you are constantly lucky when you find these models, because if the previous owner didn't have opened the sealed of the plastic like this one did not, basically you have everything that you have to search for it, So inside the sealed box, this is unopened, so still working perfectly like it was when it was brand new. We have a very interesting decal sheet. The quality is not exceptional like the last one, but it's still a great quality. And then basically all the mold from Hasegawa was absolutely well done. In my opinion, the shape of this Phantom is fantastic because they studied the molding at the time to provide over different sprues all the parts and all the details that you need to make a completely different version of the Phantom. I will not open this sealed box because this is really a masterpiece, and the gem that I found for a price that it is surprisingly, we are talking of this model. I remember that I was selling in my shop the reissues of this model around 30 bucks when I had the shop until 2011, and I think I paid this model posted to my address something like 10 bucks. So it's absolutely worth the money that they are asking for, And Hasegawa constantly made an exceptional detail that of course can be increased because the lag point of Hasegawa was constantly around the cockpit and around the landing gears and so on, that were quite a little bit simplified. But the model is so really terribly nice that you can do basically everything you want with this model, and more than ever is featuring a J version. I try to use the box art because I think to explain a little the model is better than to see just the sealed bags. And the J model was specifically because they increase, different from the most famous F-4B. They were the B, the J, the N, the S. They were the Phantom used by the Marine, by the Navy, Navy and Marine Corps, being the F-4S, the latest version just used by the Marines. But basically the main difference with the previous early version of the B have an exceptional box provided by Tamiya in 48 scale, probably the status of the art of the nicest Phantom ever produced, but in 48 scale. And for example, one of the main differences that you will find with the B version is the bulged part over the wing, because they had to increase the dimension of this side of the wing, hosting a bigger tire. the tire became a little wider, you know, in this version, as well as this antenna was different, the air intake was different, and there were different probe and radome under the nose. You see, this J didn't add the probe that the B had in the first version. It was, I think, the infrared sensor for the early missile IM-9 8 sidewinders, you know. And there is not so much to say. I told you this was a bargain that I wanted to absolutely achieve. It is a model that also fit perfectly the shape of the Phantom in the cockpit. You know, this is an area that is constantly mismatched in many models, or it is too burger or it is too sharp. So there is not so many ways to make it in the perfect way. In my opinion, the best shape ever I've seen over a Phantom in 1/72 scale, don't kill me for what I'm going to say, is absolutely the first monogram kit. Despite the shape was perfect, of course you had a not engraved line. It was everything. It was how do you say? I mean, the panel line were not engraved. You know, I don't find the word now. I bet you understand what I mean. So of course this is a status of the art model of the 90s, and the finest detail of the surface is absolutely well done. The plastic is incredibly crispy and extremely rigid to be reworked with. It's a pleasure to work with. I built up plenty of them. I sold plenty of them, both in kits and already finished, and it every time became a stunning model. This with the proper livery, white and gray, and this black spot also in the Jolly Roger version became a fantastic model. My tip is, if you cross one of these old boxes from Hasegawa, give it a chance, because in my opinion they remain some of the nicest Phantom ever we've seen in 1/72 scale, and for a long time I don't think there will be anybody else matching. Maybe yes, for the small detail, like we say, the landing gears and the cockpit and so on, you can find something better. This, I don't know why back in the days Hasegawa used to do this box without any kind of extra weapons inside. That today is ridiculous, because they wanted you to buy an extra box provided in their catalog just about the extra loaders for the plane. So you know, this was a little weird from back in time. But once again, I deeply suggest this model because it's simply fantastic and is absolutely worth the money that they ask for, unless you will not cross somebody that want to sell this box for about $100. So that's not worth it any longer. But I think for $10 this was a great bargain price. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.